What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies? I'm live again, another Thursday panel discussion. I wish that I would have led with my music. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to leave with my music and give y'all time to get in. It's only 63 people here, so I'm going to let y'all get in here, and I'm going to play my little theme song if you don't mind. Roll the theme.
It's the B-Tatum Show. It's the B-Tatum. 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 It's the B-Tatum Show. It's the B-Tatum Show. It's the B-Tatum. 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 It's the B-Tatum Show.
What's up? I'm back. I wanted to do that so I can give you guys an opportunity and an excuse to get in here and hit the like button. So when that music is playing, this is your opportunity to hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I just want to make a couple special announcements before we get into this and before we start up. If you are interested in going to my book launch party, November the 30th, it's never too early to promote because not everybody see all of my videos. So I want to make sure you get an opportunity. There's an Eventbrite link that I'll put in the description section. It's November the 30th, the date of my book launch. I'm having a party in Gilbert, Arizona. General admission is free. You have access to buying the book, merch. I'll take a picture with every single person that come, no matter how long it takes for me to be there. But if you want VIP, there's a separate situation for VIP. In VIP, we're going to have live music. We're going to have an open bar. You're going to have a signed copy of my book that comes with VIP. You're going to be able to mingle with everybody else that I have in VIP. And y'all never know who's going to be up in there. But if you're interested in that, the link is in the description section. Now, everybody know that we do this every Thursday. So let me invite my guest in because I don't need to run my mouth too much. We got a lot of stuff we need to get involved in. Y'all know for a fact, without a doubt, I got my boy ABL in the house. ABL is always there without a care, even though he ain't got no hair. No, that's my boy right there. Oliver Mack in the house. We got my boy Oliver.
What up?
If you're not following Right Ring Angel on the IG, I don't know what fentanyl Floyd drugs you using, but you need to follow my boy Oliver Mack. And y'all know Jericho Green, without a care in the world, he'll cuss you out and make you smile at the same time.
Hey, but I say that for my channel. When I'm in B. Tatum's neighborhood, I follow the rules.
Yeah. So it's the PG version of Jericho Green when he's live. So, hey, man, I want to get into this stuff real quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm going to start with Joe Rogan. Have you guys seen Joe Rogan absolutely pull his belt out and spank? What is his name?
Gupta.
What's his name?
Dr.
Sanjay
Gupta.
Gupta. Sanjay.
Yeah.
I want to call him Sandre because I had a friend, a Jamaican friend when I was growing up, and he was crazy. His name was Sandre, and he used to beat everybody up because he was crazy a little bit. But Sanjay Gupta got embarrassed, rightfully so, because CNN unequivocally lied about Joe Rogan taking horse dewormer. an animal drug and in fact he did not. The ivermectin won the Nobel. The person who invented ivermectin won a Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts. It's been administered to billions of people around the world, and they lied. So he exposed them. But I want to know what you guys think about that Joe Rogan and exchange. I saw a little bit more than what he had on his website because people have been, I guess they've been taking some of the clips, putting them out. It looked like it was a robust conversation. But what do you guys think about what was said on the Joe Rogan show?
Man, I loved it. I like the fact that Joe Rogan called him out, and it wasn't, he wasn't going to just let him just give some kind of little slimy answer, trying to get away from the answer. It's like, no, let's get on it, because the conversation to me felt like a Twitter troll getting caught in real life, and then they got to address it, and they're trying to be all like, oh no, man, I didn't mean anything. It's like, no, I'm dead serious, sir. I'm 1000% serious. Okay, we're gonna have to fight or do something. That was the kind of vibe I was getting. I loved it 100% because the media lie about all of us all the time, and they get away with it. It's like it's nothing. It's like they could just say whatever they want. Libel, slander, like these rules don't exist. You could just do whatever you want, say whatever you want about anybody. It's like, nope, we're not gonna do that right here. Let's go ahead and answer for what you did. So I appreciated Joe Rogan for doing that. And, this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest podcaster in the world. Not just, kind of a niche guy. Joe Rogan is huge. So when he does something like that on the 3-hour podcast, it'll reach the entire world. So I'm glad that he did it.
Yeah, man, it was like seeing that kid who teases you and then runs behind the teacher, or that relative, a little cousin of yours that gets you mad, and then they run behind somebody who's always a grandma or somebody to protect them. Leave my baby alone, and you just want to catch them by themselves and catch them slipping. It was like we finally got that kid. We got that liar. We got him. And Joe, and I like how he asked him, let him run on a little bit, and then he said, no, hold on, wait. We're not going to move on until we handle this, because in the places where these people will get called out, they don't go. They're not going to go on places like this. They're not going to go on your Fox Newses or anything down the middle or anything leaning right. So you're never going to get somebody to sit across from them and say, no, you lied. Why'd you do that? So it was great to hear that. And you could see how he wanted to almost split himself into two. He wanted to satisfy Joe Rogan and his audience, but he also had to stay true to his master. And to his credit, he I guess did the best he can, staring down the barrel of being canceled once he returns to CNN land. But what Joe Rogan did, that was awesome. And Joe Rogan ain't no right-wing this or conservative that. He tries to keep it down the middle, but a lie is a lie. And for them to sit there and straight lie, not misinformed, not kind of got it right, they lied to say this man was dumb enough to take a horse dewormer. Come on, that was beautiful.
Yeah, this was an amazing experience. When I saw it this morning, I'm like, yes, finally, we got one of them. Like, Joe Rogan backed this man into a corner, and he could not get out of it. But I also want to add something. So did you guys see that Sanjay Gupta, after this, he went on Don Lemon's show? So he went on Don Lemon's show, and Don Lemon, he wants to correct the record. He wants to say, oh, well, CNN actually didn't lie. Like, yes, you did, because you can say all you want. Yeah, horses take this as a dewormer, but was Joe Rogan taking this as a dewormer? Was Joe Rogan taking horse dewormer? No, he was taking ivermectin, the drug for humans used to treat not COVID specifically, but
parasites,
some of parasites. Yeah.
Yeah,
used to treat those parasites. So he was not taking horse dewormer. It's the active ingredient, but you have to know, come on, guys, you can't say that this man is taking horse dewormer. That's not true. They lied, but they wanted to cover it up.
And I'm gonna show the video. Somebody in the comment section said, can you show the video, please? I'm gonna show the video just a little bit, because this is a 5-minute segment that I saw online, but this is kind of the part where he's already confronting him, and this is where it gets awkward, because Sanjay, he don't want to say, he don't want to get confronted right now by Joe Rogan, because he's live on his show. It's not like it's him on the telephone, he can escape. He's finna get mauled by Joe Rogan if he don't, I'm not saying Joe Rogan to beat him up, but he's gonna get embarrassed by Joe Rogan if he's gonna sit there in front of the man and try to lie. So I'm gonna play it real quick, and then we're gonna go from there. Let's see what I got here. Push play right here. All right, let me know if y'all can hear it. Give me a thumbs up. Let's see.
Well, I don't.
Dude.
What did they say?
They lied
What did
and
they
said
say?
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
They
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was horse.
bunch of
If-
other
if it was-
medications.
If you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication, and you're not, obviously, you got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication for parasitic disease, and as you say, it's probably, I think what, 250 million people have taken it around the world.
more,
I get that.
way more,
So
way
but
more.
can-
Billions of people have taken it.
Watch this.
Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about? Two
No.
things on
You
the
have
ledger.
you have before we get to that. This,
It's like no, bro.
Nope.
Like,
Come back here.
We ain't
No,
gonna do
no,
that,
no,
man.
no.
Come on, let's stay on it.
Before I pull up on you, you better address this.
the news network you work for out and out lied.
Well-
Just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer.
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You
I-
didn't think that
I
was your?
didn't-
You're the
I
medical
didn't-
guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked.
You didn't ask?
for
You
coming
did
on
it
your
with
podcast.
such glee.
No,
Yes,
Joe.
I did. I watched. I
You
watched.
watched?
I
I
watched.
watched.
No, I don't think there's
Yes, they
glee.
did.
I don't. No one takes.
Uh-oh.
It says you have
She's taking-
COVID.
Uh-oh.
Drug, despite warnings. Yeah.
Jamie had to pull this up.
You want to
huh?
play it?
Does she
This
have
is the
glee?
news network.
Watch.
Dang.
Rogan telling his 13 million Instagram followers that he was treated with several drugs, and he included ivermectin on the list, a drug used for livestock. The FDA and the CDC warn against
Come on.
using it to treat COVID.
Look at her face. Look at that condescending look on her face and that condescending attitude. Like, oh, this dummy. He put animal medicine in it. What an idiot.
Oh, I can't stand these people, y'all. I can't stand these people. It gets under my blood. I made a video earlier about this, and I literally screamed in the video and started talking real reckless, and I did everything because I almost did it, Jericho. I almost cut. I almost went full Jericho Green on them because these people are so smug and they're so wrong, and it just eats away at me. I didn't see Don Lemon, though. I saw that they brought Sanjay Gupta on a few other shows. I didn't get to see him on, but they brought him on like 3 CNN shows to try to backpedal.
Yeah,
because
damage
they were-
control.
The View even came out and had something to say about it, and they're dumber than 3 little shoes.
I can't stand them.
Oh my God, dude, just so smug. Let me just do this real quick. We're gonna get into it. I want people to see the smug nature of these people, and I'm gonna play the 2 videos. I'm gonna play the one on the View where Miss Dummy Dumb tried to say "I got you" with I guess he did something on there, but she tried to say "I got you," and then I'm gonna show the moment where Dummy on the first video did the same condescending tone.
Mhm.
But let me pull this up real quick so the people can hear it. Roll the film.
And not to have the intention of convincing anyone else.
She made a pretty good point at first, and then she went off the rails because she's a leftist.
Gupta did something very interesting. When he got there, he pointed out that Rogan sells masks on his site, even though he wasn't a big mask. He gave it to him as a gift during the interview.
Look at this cackling idiot.
Oh, she's the worst.
And then he also brought up to him during the interview, when I got here, there was a rapid test done to me. And then they also pricked my finger for the presence of antibodies.
He's a hypocrite on top of course.
Oh
was a
man, we got Joe
hypocrite. Like,
Rogan.
How is he a hypocrite? I mean, he's just doing tests to make sure everybody's straight. I mean, he's not an anti-tester or even really an anti-vaxxer. He's just like, hey, just do what you want to do. Let's not have maybe the mandates. Let's not have that be the thing. But just because I'm against mandates does not mean I just hate the vaccine or hate anyone that's vaccinated. You do what you want to do. All right. If that's best for you, go ahead. But count me out. I don't want it. That's my choice, right? My body, my choice.
Exactly. But
He's not even against the vaccine. He
Right.
said in this interview that he hopes a lot of people get vaccinated, but he also says that he don't think it's right for everybody and it should be a choice.
Yes.
But they make him out to be an anti-vaxxer, which he's not. They make him out to say that somehow he's against masks. He's probably not. He just is for the freedom of you having a choice to do to do what you think is best for your body. Let me play this last clip because this chick is so smug. I almost slapped my computer getting upset about this. So let me pull this up. Boom, I got him on there. All right, roll the film.
But does he, Sanjay? Oh, he's not a doctor. He sure is talking like one, as if he is one, though.
Oh wow.
Is she a doctor?
As if he is one though. She They're
Bro.
mad because Joe Rogan got more viewers than all of them put together, man, times
Facts.
10. That's why they're mad.
Facts.
That's jealousy. That kind of like he's a doctor too. Like
It's
how,
just oozing
how
out of
dare
him,
he?
right?
These
I
faces,
can't.
look at the faces, man. Look at him, man, with the blue tie, and then her in the middle. Look at these faces, just so smug, so just.
Man, give me some baby powder. I'm about to give them all three of them. Come on, like the Three Stooges, man.
But I'm gonna tell you where the devastating misinformation comes out. People probably did not watch the Joe Rogan interview. So of course they put clips up of Joe Rogan. I mean, it's probably a commercial gonna come up here. They put clips of Joe Rogan on that was favorable to Gupta, but they skipped over parts where Gupta actually agreed with Joe Rogan.
Right.
And then they're so smug and acting like, look at this idiot. He's ill-informed. Sanjay Gupta had to go on and educate this man. If you watched it, Sanjay got embarrassed because there were so many things that he didn't have an answer for. And Joe Rogan is a comedian, a podcaster. He's not a doctor, but yet he's schooling a person who is supposed to be a doctor.
It's almost
go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's almost like they wanted to tell him, "Did you change your clothes after you left there? You were there with a dumb normal person. He's a fighter. Ew! I can't stand people like that. Like if they're not cut from their cloth, they're not worthy."
Right, them ivory tower elite types. You just to pee on the ground. We don't want to affiliate with your type, with your kind.
Yeah, that's what Don Lemon said. He said, well, I know this was a tongue-in-cheek interview. Like, we're not going to take that seriously.
Right.
It's so
I don't want to hear
smart.
Don Lemon say tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Which cheek? Let me
No
get off of there. Let me get out of there before they ban me for being homophobic. But anyway, I think that I think that Joe Rogan did a really good job at pointing out the hypocrisy, being a representation of the common man. Like you as an individual person, you have the ability to do your own research. I'm not saying that you have to be an expert. Even the doctors are not experts. They do well in their profession. Some of them are better than others. They are a part of a medical practice. You can't hold them accountable to be perfect. And with that flexibility comes you being involved in knowing what's going on and doing your own research so you can have the best information to make decisions for yourself. But I'm gonna jump subjects because I want to talk about this because this been breaking my spirit lately. Is John Gruden. So I'm gonna let y'all jump in. I just want to make a quick statement on how I feel about it. I would argue that yes, he deserves to be fired over what he did. Not because I care, not because I think it's really that bad. It's because when you get in a situation where you supposedly are showing women's breasts and doing all this other stuff through emails and it gets exposed, you make the franchise look bad. So they got to let you go, whether you right or wrong. If you are making the franchise look bad, they're going to fire you. I would agree that was the appropriate move for him. However, him doing something 10 years ago, and God forbid if text messages and emails and conversations were recorded in the locker room on a football team in 2010 when I was playing there, I would have said way crazier stuff than he said. Before I became a conservative, before I got saved, I said crazier stuff about white people. I mean, you would argue that I was a racist. So, I think that they overblown that part, and I think that with Randy Moss crying on TV, what a crybaby chump,
Buster.
But he don't care. He don't care when these NFL players are doing nefarious things to women and beating on them. What's his name? Antonio Brown. Brown, he called one of the commissioners a cracker in his things on a recorded phone call, saying the N-word to police officers, calling his baby mama bees and all kinds of stuff. That fool played in the NFL in the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody crying, nobody care. But I'm gonna let you guys jump in there and give you 2 cents about John Gruden.
All right, now John Gruden, I think what he said in those emails was nothing really compared to, like, if you're talking about NFL football, we ain't talking about baby cheerleading, we ain't talking about some little kids. So if we're talking about NFL football, guys on the field getting paid to hit each other. It's a contact sport. You got guys taking all types of drugs and opiates and whatnot to keep their limbs together. They go out there and play another down. Guys that are getting all kind of brain damage, CTE, Junior Seau type situations, going off of the edge, doing something really crazy. So I feel like in context, what he said in the emails was really nothing, quite frankly. And I thought we were against these private emails being leaked, because when it came to Hunter Biden and then the whole laptop situation, oh, you're spreading stolen things and Russian misinformation, all this, that, and the third. But then when it comes to John Gruden, oh, let's put him on the stake and burn them up. And to talk more about some guys in the NFL, as you were talking about, Brandon, you're talking about AB doing all kind of crazy things. You got guys that have been locked up, guys that have been to jail, been to the penitentiary, came back and still played. Michael Vick went to the penitentiary for 2 years, came back and played 7 more years in the league. Wasn't really a big problem. Guys are beating on their girlfriends, all types of sexual assault allegations, all kind of stuff going on. Violent offenders in the league right now. Anybody trying to get rid of them, anybody trying to cut them, because if you're able to play on the field and you good, it don't even matter. Colin Kaepernick would still be there if he was a good quarterback. Unfortunately for him, he would just suck. He was trash toward the end. His skills had diminished. So I feel like the NFL, if you're going to get rid of John Gruden, you got to you're not really going to have a league, because there's so many guys that have questionable character in the league. You got to be consistent, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, and if you start reaching back 10 years or more, you're going to find all kinds of bad stuff. Guys, this is how we talk. When you get with your boys, whether it be your friend, a close friend, your brother, like me, my brother and I don't need anybody seeing those text messages going back and forth. I don't need those getting out. But all these players acting all high and mighty, talking about, I hate when they have these stupid, insignificant quasi situations of racism, because they start saying words like hurt and pain. Stop. This did not hurt you. This did not cause you pain. This did not send shock waves throughout the community, these various communities that were offended. That's a bunch of nonsense. Let's crack open all your private emails and see what you guys been talking about and what kind of images you're sending back and forth. Dante Stallworth was a receiver. He killed somebody. He didn't hit him and they lived. He didn't hit him and they were on life support for a while and they got better. He hit him and they died, and that fool was still playing. So
he wasn't he drunk?
Yeah, he was drunk. Yeah, hit a guy in the intersection with another player in the car with him. So you got, and then you want to talk about what he said about the president of the Players Union, the lips and the Michelin tires. Walk through an NFL locker room and just tell me the music you hear. Tell me the language you hear. A large percentage of these cats are from the hood, and in the hood, there's a certain kind of language, and in that language, the N-word is peppered throughout. So if you're going to sit there and listen to that crap, probably got it blasting through the speakers at the facility, out on the field during practice, but you're going to be hurt like by this. And Randy Moss, look, I'm going to say this for all the real black men out there who have possession of what makes them a man, if you will. They're not in their wife or their girl's purse or up on the mantle somewhere. That is no reason to cry. Ain't no real man going to cry about some old emails that didn't even have his name in there. He didn't say Randy Moss is, I think Randy Moss is this. Even if he did, you're going to get up there and cry. And then all the fools around him, oh, yeah, that's right, Randy. I get it. Can you imagine being an NFL player and having to play today? Yeah, I could imagine. Because when I'm done playing, there's going to be a fat check in my locker. You kidding me? You so shook up. The woman who was on the panel said, can you imagine being a player having to go out and play today? Why wouldn't you? What's the problem? You just got done bumping little so-and-so in your car. You probably still got your wife's mascara on the back of your hand. What are you talking about, man? Stop making us look weak. I hate that, because people who aren't willing to do the homework, or people who may not know people that look like us, they're going to see that nonsense, couple it with all the other instances of them showing how weak and emotional we are, how easily set off we are by just the tiniest little thing. A little feather floats down and it touches us. Oh, man, I'm crying on TV. I'm going to burn this city down. Man, please. That was ridiculous. From a business standpoint, yeah, that's too messy. You're getting us in too many headlines. You got to go. But to say that was racist, and then you got the dude taking a personal day. This man, don't tell me the NFL got tough dudes in it no more. Ronnie Lott got the tip of his finger cut off so he could go back in the game. And this dude on the Raiders had to take a personal day.
Hey, I got a list for you guys. So Ray Rice, Ray McDonald, Greg Hardy, Josh Brown, Ezekiel Elliott, Reuben Foster, Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, all committed violence against women and went on to still play in the NFL.
Tyreek Hill broke his kid's arm, broke his 3-year-old's arm.
I saw Reuben Foster. Yep. I saw Reuben Foster's video online. Girl was all traumatized. He put his hands on, and you know, Reuben, though he be striking people on the football field, he did her in, man. I mean, it didn't look too good.
Remember the whole Ray Rice thing. Remember that in the elevator? Knocked her smooth out.
Then put her arms like this, like on her body, like she was dead.
Put her in a recovery position.
You remember that? He put her like this. But you know what? Those two dummies, the dummy who was with Ray Rice and the dummy who was with Reuben Foster, they both stay with him. That girl ended up marrying Ray Rice.
After that.
Of course, they're not about to invest on that money.
You ain't finna leave all that money for a little knockout punch. She recovered.
She was rendered unconscious in the elevator.
And Hill did to knock the girl out too. He I forget who he did. What's his name? Hunt. It's not Hill, but Hunt.
Yep.
Kareem Hunt knocked the girl out in the thing. Like, I mean, Ray Lewis was potentially facing murder charges.
Yeah, he was implicated in murder. No. Get out there, son. Get out there. Strap up.
Randy Moss himself even ran over a meter maid or something like that. He drove off with the meter maid hanging on to his car.
Well, he kind of bumped her a little bit.
Oh, he bumped her. Okay.
He spent a night in jail over it, and they were gonna charge him with a felony crime, but you know, he made it through. But I mean, let's be honest, man. Like, any man that's watching this, some men are just clean. You perfect, man. God bless you. But brother, people say some of the crazy stuff. When I was in college, man, I'm not gonna lie. So if you have a daughter in college, make sure you had this talk with her. Don't send no pictures to no football players, unsavory pictures, because it's going around the whole team. Yeah, when I was in football, everybody saw all these pictures, and they sending them to their phones. And I looked at them. I did. I wasn't saved, and I looked at them. and you know what we used to say about these women? You know how many women used to run through the team? Do I gonna say that? I ain't gonna say this. A kid's show.
Yeah. When guys, their girls or whatever be sending them pictures, she might as well send them to all of us. Because there's going to be a crowd. There's going to be a crowd, and they're going to be passed around. Sorry.
And I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is that these people who are coming out and they acting like, oh, I'm so shocked. You guys didn't do that. You guys wasn't involved in that. You didn't say certain things about people. And it's a dude in my they used to go to high school with me. He used to play basketball. His name was Chris Evans. That fool had the biggest lips, and everybody used to hostile Chris Evans. We used to call him the soup coolers. So we used to. He used to, homeboy lips are so big. So if you white, you can't criticize a black man's lips because you white.
Right.
I mean, these people are out of control. Let me give a shout out real quick to 21-month-old Cedar. Hi, Cedar. I know you probably don't know exactly what I'm saying, or but he loved my intro song. Lisa, thank you so much. United States Marine Corps vet, thank you for your service. And her husband is Chris. The Marine Corps vet. Regardless, I love you guys. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you to the baby Cedar. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. I just want to give that shout out. We could continue. I don't know why people are so fake. They did this with Donald Trump. Remember, he grabbed him by the. You know what? I can't believe a man should ever talk like that.
Hey, I got to go back to the cheerleaders right quick. The cheerleaders. We ain't talking about no high school cheerleaders. We ain't talking about no little girls. These are grown women. A lot of them about to be in their 30s. They know what it is. Like, a lot of them are trying to get next to these NFL guys, next to the guys that got money on the field. It's all kind of a game because they're not really getting paid that much to be out there cheerleading, but they know that it's a big bag at the end of the rainbow, potentially. Get you one of these guys kind of on the end of the bench, got a nice little contract. Okay, I'm going to go rock with you. Like, it's a whole little industry game that goes on. So when I hear some of these things that come out talking about harassment and whatnot, it's like, well, I mean, what are you really there for? Are you there because you just want to be, pro Washington football team and you love your city and whatnot? Or there's an ulterior motive there that you're not really telling the public because it might be a little bit embarrassing?
Bro, I get the bag.
I went to a football game a couple years ago, and you could see on the sidelines, you could see which group were the wives, and you could see which group were trying to be wives. And I'm serious. It was plain as day, and they dressed the part. The ones who were wives and were the kids and the family, they were dressed very functional. It was a little windy. They had coats, purse across here. The ones who were trying to get to be the wife, they didn't have their coats on. They didn't have their purses across here. They had some other things going on. And like you were saying, B. Tatum, like they tried to say about Trump, when I was in the radio business, look, Trump, international superstar, now former president, The Apprentice, all that stuff, and rap songs for the last 20 years, huge. So you could imagine what he's dealing with. But what he was saying was, they always leave out that word, let you. They'll just say, like he was just going out there grabbing it. Let is a big word. Only 3 letters, but it's a big word. So I was in the radio business on a much smaller scale than Donald Trump. And I've seen ladies, for this minimal amount of power, authority, or celebrity these people have, I've seen ladies do some unimaginable things to get inside the concert or get backstage or get in the club, things that you probably got to come to my channel to hear about. I'll put it that way. But it's no shocker if a man has power and or money or influence, some ladies are going to, swing open the doors, allow full access. I seen a dude walk off stage. This is all in one shot. Walk off stage, grab 2 bottles of beer, 2 girls, and walk to his tour bus. He didn't know those girls. This is before swipe left.
One motion, like this.
one swift motion. Stage, bar, tour bus, just like that. So for these people to be clutching their pearls and act like, what? Powerful men get what thrown at them? Yeah. In the real world, that's how it works.
Bro, I when I was a police officer, and I was saved at that point, so I wasn't involved in this. But I had a dude that I used to work with, bro. It was out of control. He was a cop. So we ain't making no money, and we both kind of rookies. So we ain't got no special assignment pay. We ain't nowhere near that. He used to go down his list on IG of women who were just sharing all kinds of stuff. I mean, just putting their business all in there. He like, bro, look at this. Bro, everything. I got them all. And he a cop. Now imagine Chris Brown. I mean,
Chris Brown is getting unsolicited pictures every second. Unsolicited, just it'll be blue check people.
Got women just showing up at his door.
Everything, just
bro. I don't think this is right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is right.
It's the reality, though.
People need to quit being fake. This is real. Like if you're a celebrity and you can do it. Some of these women who don't have no daddies and they have no home training or whatever, they do anything. They go after the stars. They will get on a plane with you. Got a private jet. You driving a Lambo. You look like you got money and success. You can just say, come here. I had a dude. Let me tell you this. And these are broke dudes, mind you. I don't even know what the rich people do. This is a broke dude. We had my friend's wedding. He was a cop. I'm a cop at the time. We had his wedding. This boy pulled up on Snapchat. Had a chick on Snapchat or some live streaming thing. He was talking to her, and he said, "B, show me, you know what? These right here. B, show them to me now." We at the wedding, bro. We at the dance. People dancing. He in front of us. She see us. He say, "Show him now," and she put him out now on the phone. And I said, "Yeah." And he went to another girl, called her B. B, I want to see you tonight, B. And I'm gonna tell you this wasn't even. He broke. We were out. We were out downtown Tucson. These 2 girls, and they were, I didn't think neither one of them was attractive, to be honest. But he took them in the truck with us to his hotel room, and this girl didn't know him from Adam.
Yep.
She kissing the dude in the very back seat, kissing, and they doing other stuff back there. Didn't even know him. Get to the hotel. I almost had to break up what I thought was going to be an assault because he let me stay in his hotel and he had to go somewhere else. But then he brought her in the room, and she's like, I don't want to be in here and all this. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to have to get up and whoop this dude because I don't want to be involved in none of this.
Right.
Thank God they walked out and she was fine. But this is what women be doing. No. This is the type of behavior that they have. And these are poor dudes. This ain't money dudes. Yep. Anyway.
You digress.
Yeah,
There we go. That's a good ending to it. I digress
But I
because
digress.
I know some people probably have little young people watching this, but at the same time, you need to know the reality of what's going on.
Yeah.
So when you know the context of what's going on and you see the outrage, you should know that it's bull crap.
Yeah.
Right.
These football players ain't really hurting over this. Man, you know how many of them dudes cheating on their wives and all kind of stuff, man. I mean, it is out of control. And I played college football with a couple celebrities, and I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to get them in trouble. Some of them married now, but I played college football with some big time people who have won the Super Bowl. And I heard, I wasn't at the party, but I heard that they be doing crazy stuff, man. And so they better not get out and I'm gonna make a video about you. You better not get out and say nothing. I remember you in college, bro. So anyway.
Like the left and these celebrities who are attaching to this and acting like this is the worst thing since Jim Crow, they only deal in absolutes. You're either on their side completely or you're Hitler's descendant. There's no in between. Like you were saying earlier, B. Tatum, how Joe Rogan might not be anti-vax or whatever, but he believes that there's your choice. There's some middle ground. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, here you go. If not, roll the dice. It's all good. But for them, you either take the poke or you hate your neighbor and you want all of them to die and you hate puppies and children, or you're on their side, period. There is no in between. It's all absolutes. And that's dangerous because life isn't always absolutes. There's a whole lot of gray. Everything's not cut and dry. And why not have somebody ask me, well, how can you support Trump because he got the vaccine? I said, but if you notice, Trump said, I got it. I think you should get it, but it's your choice. And that allows people to be like, okay, thanks for that info. Have a good one. Have a good night. Boom. But when you start attacking people because they don't want this, never mind their feelings or their thoughts, you don't know their background. They could have a compromised immune system. You don't know. But to just attack them because they don't want to get this and then label them as evil, that doesn't allow for any discussion. You've insulted me, so there's nothing else to talk about. So if they would just take and wasn't Biden supposed to be the great unifier? I remember one of those sycophants on TV almost made me throw up. It had the pool of reflection, whatever, at the monument in DC. And one of them said, oh, it looks like Joe Biden's arms stretched out to give America a hug. Stop. If he's the great unifier, what happened? Now, could he have forgotten? Yeah, that fool probably forgot 90% of his life. But they told me this is what he was going to be. They told me he was a nice guy. He was going to bring us together. I haven't seen that yet.
100%. Let me switch subjects because I think you segued me into Jericho, and then Oliver, I want you to comment on it. I'll give you the first dibs because I think we've been talking a lot, and you haven't gotten a chance to jump in there on some of this. But Kyrie Irving. So this is another situation. There's another reasonable thing about choice. I still don't think I don't like Kyrie and all these other guys either. I agree with him on this because he's still an SJW like the rest of them. Give him a week, he'd be Black Lives Matter, even though his Black life don't matter because he disagree with them. But I think that it's cool what he's doing, and I think it's reasonable what he's doing. He's fighting for his rights. He's fighting for the rights of other people and making a stand on something that's real. Like this is a real decision making between, your body, your choice, your freedoms. This ain't BLM. This ain't a dude running with a gun in his hand shooting at the police and they call it police brutality. That's not a real fight. That's bullcrap. Racism in America, that's not a real fight. That's bullcrap. This is a real fight, and I think that he's doing the right thing by standing up. What do you think, Oliver?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% behind Kyrie Irving and what he's doing. I believe he's representing the population that's like us, that stand for freedom, that doesn't want this tyranny, that doesn't want the government telling us what to do, how to live our lives, what to inject into our bodies. There are so many people out there that don't have that voice. And the fact that Kyrie Irving is standing up with the platform that he has and doing this and the risk that he's taking by doing this, by him sitting out, he is losing half of his salary. So this man is losing $17 million by choosing not to get this vaccine. So how many people can actually say that they took a risk like that? They risked $17 million just to stand up for what they believe in. Now, he can easily say, well, I don't want to lose all my money, so I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and take this vaccine. No, he's actually standing firm. And I wish a lot of conservatives would actually do stuff like that, put themselves on the line, take that risk, let people know, hey, I'm not to be played with. You are not going to make me do something I do not want to do. He said in the beginning of the season, they told him that this would not happen, but they reneged on what they originally said about the vaccine mandates. And he said, okay, well, y'all went back on your word, so I'm not going for that. And I 100% support that. I believe it's a very courageous thing for him to do. Of course, like you said, I don't support everything Kyrie Irving does. I don't support all his stances on those other things that you talked about. But on this one right here, and that's what we have to realize. A lot of times they're just like, we can pick and choose some people that we can say, okay, yeah, we may not be behind them and other things like that they're doing, like Nicki Minaj. But if we agree with them on this, then we'll stand with them on that, and we'll call it out.
Yeah, that's 100%, man.
Let me
Go
pull
ahead.
up some stats real quick, because I was just looking this up for fun, and this is in no way, YouTube, am I trying to say that the coronavirus, I'm not saying nothing, I'm just giving information. It's all I'm doing. So let me pull this up real quick, because I think this was an interesting and I mean, that's if this is true. I don't even believe this is true, to be honest, but let me pull this up anyway so the audience can see. I think, hold on a second. Let me pull this down. I'm gonna make it bigger because I want people to be able to see this. God dang it, Brandon. I wish I knew how to do the right buttons. Okay, I think this is big enough for people to see. So I was just on here just checking it out, doing some research while y'all were talking. And I just think people need to get a visual estimate of what we're looking at with this virus death. And this is if all of this is true. And I'm saying at face value, this is all true. This is COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. as of October the 6th, 2021. All of us that are on this podcast are, I think, here and below, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Is anybody older than 39?
Yeah.
I am. I'm going on 41. I threw off the whole thing.
but still, think about this for a minute, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies. Think about this for a minute. If there's 320, I think it was 330 million people in the United States of America, the life of this virus, if you are between 40 and 49, 27,000 people have died. Out of and I don't know how many people are in that age range in the United States of America. I'm pretty sure it's several tens of millions of people. Yeah. And 27,000 people have died between this age. If you are 30 or less, 10,000. Bro, 10,000 people probably have been shot by gang violence around the entire country in one city at this point. You go to 18 to 29, you said 3,700 people. You go to 17 and younger, you're talking about 500 people. You're talking about 500 people. And then when you look at this, if people were to be reasonable, just look at it. 50 to 67, okay, that's not that much compared to the population, but that's more than if you're 40 to 49. 65 to 74. Dude, the biggest number is 85.
Yep.
Most people don't live. The average life expectancy is, I believe, around 80 or 79.
74, 75, something like that.
Maybe 74, 75. So you're talking about the majority of people who are dying from this
right,
have exceeded the average life expectancy. What are they doing? Why are they acting a fool? When I would argue that most people that are out and moving around and doing stuff are probably in this age range between 0 to 64. These are probably the majority of people
years old.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie 29.
You said what?
Kyrie Irving's 29 years old.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving 29. Yeah. So 37 people in the entire United States of America have died from COVID. And bro, this is us just assuming that they're telling the truth, because we know in some cases, if you had it, even though it didn't kill you, you still are counted as a COVID death. So we are presuming that all of these numbers were 100% accurate.
And they were telling us
go ahead.
They were telling us in the beginning we were looking at 2.5% of the population dying from this. Right. That's 6 million people. We ain't even close.
Yeah, and
Bruh.
if you're looking at the fact that they're saying that people get COVID when they go out, when they socialize, when they're in big crowds, so that's going to be the younger population. So you're looking at probably the majority of people that are getting COVID are not dying; they're in that low death range.
Right, and I think most people that are out and about like heavily are probably be between the age 64 and 18. This is probably the group of people that are out most. 17-year-old, 18-year-old, these kids are, normally they're in high school, whatever. Little babies ain't going nowhere. Bo ain't going nowhere. He in the room. So, and when you get up with 65 and 74, I don't think that many 65, 74-year-olds are at the clubs and at these dense areas that are heavily
at EDM concerts and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
Coachella.
Coachella, bro. Coachella.
Well, man, minus even without COVID, I'm not trying to be around that many people in that age range that close together.
Yeah, for real.
Come on, man.
Nah, I'm good on that. I'm at the house.
It's a lot more viruses than the CV-19.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I remember I used to think that back in the day in MTV, they have those foam parties at the pool. I'm like, they had 20,000 teenagers
I was
in a
there,
pool.
bro.
Tetanus. They getting tetanus, gangrene, all kind of stuff going on.
You getting it all.
If you were in that
I'm
party,
immune because I was at those phone parties.
you got
the
antibodies.
Sure. You're definitely immune.
But don't you? But I'm just saying. I mean, this is just very observational, educational purposes. This is not to diminish anything about the vaccine, anything like that. It's just kind of when you because people think everybody's just done, But when you say, okay, I'm between the age of 30 and 39, 10,000 people in the entire country, like, bro, out of 100 million, it's probably, I don't know how many people are in the age range. Just say 50 million people. Out of 50 million, you got 10,000. Like, dude, that's a very low number. And we're talking, none of these people died from the flu. The flu has been eradicated.
Why are we talking about that? The flu is gone. Let's celebrate.
Gone. We got rid of the flu. But hey, you also got to take into account. So the health person, I forgot what title she has, of Chicago, said that a lot of these people who they say die of COVID, a lot of them died of something else, but they had COVID, so it counts as a COVID death. So you got that in there too.
I saw one person that had cancer, and they died, but they also tested positive for the virus, so they listed them as a virus death.
Yep,
they had cancer.
They were doing some of these things post-mortem. In the state of Arizona, I know for a fact they were doing it here. If a person had died on a death certificate, they had to classify if the person had COVID symptoms or not. And if they said a person had any COVID symptom, which is any flu, a lot of different viruses will give you a similar symptom pattern as COVID. If they had any of those symptoms post-mortem, they will count that person as a COVID death.
So they could have died of the flu, like they had been doing before 2019, but then they wanted to say, oh, that looks like COVID, put them down as COVID.
But
think about all the people who probably died of pneumonia, but they say died of COVID.
Or medical malpractice. Because 250,000 people a year die from medical malpractice. And what people are saying is that some of these individuals that go in sick due to COVID are being misdiagnosed or mistreated, and that's causing them to die.
Yep.
So in a normal world, pre-2019, if there was a pandemic and you had people dying from it, when you came across somebody who didn't die from it, wouldn't that be a good thing? Wouldn't that be something you're like, okay, we're turning the corner. It's not as bad as we thought. We're beating this thing. Wouldn't you want to highlight the people who aren't dying from it? Or even the people, like you said, someone who had symptoms, but they died of cancer, but COVID didn't kill them. So I would think that would be something that they would highlight, unless they're benefiting monetarily from these numbers being high, getting that federal dollar. If you can trace it to money, you can't believe anything else, because it's about money. People are going to lie and twist and hype the numbers to get more money. So how can you believe this? But when you have 99% of the media outlets, 99% of the government telling you this, and you have people who don't break out of that echo chamber, who don't do homework, who are just on that media feeding tube. I got people in my extended family. If CNN says it, if Biden says it, if Newsom says it, It's law. Yeah, but we have research and numbers and facts. No. They said it. That's what it is. I'm going to model my life accordingly. And it's crazy.
So they got a thing on. I got that video pulled up. I forget where she says it at, but I'll scroll to it because people may think that, you know, Oliver just said that just because, and y'all know Oliver is fact based, but if, for the naysayers out there, it's like, oh, you just said that. Nobody ever said that they weren't classifying it that way. Okay, all right, just hold the phone. Let me pull this video in because she said it. She said it here, but let me find
Fact
the part.
check live.
I don't remember where she said it.
Real-time fact check.
Friday,
Let's see.
COVID-free bubble in their hospitals.
Oh, she's back there sneezing.
Man.
Look at us sneezing back there.
Oh, man, you gave everybody the vid.
My message to you is to stay strong in the classroom. Other people from outside and the healthy staff know that they were exposed to you.
She said it somewhere in here.
Is it? It might not be the same.
Started with us in.
You think it's the beginning?
It might not be the same video.
A lot to bear.
Yeah, she had on a different outfit.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. Look, I'm pulling it up on there. Hold on a second. I'm gonna find it. It's somewhere. Oliver, you got it on your page? I remember I made a video about it somewhere.
Yeah, it's on my page, but it was a while ago. So
it was a while ago. It's an old video. But you can't look it up online because they ain't gonna want you. They make it hard for you to find it. But I'm gonna find it.
Why do all of these heads of, like, you got the head of the health department in Los Angeles, you got the head of I don't know, health whatever in the White House. How come they all look terrible? That Rachel Levine looks terrible. That the one from LA
Big Rick
looks dead. How are these people in charge of health when they look like they're failing their own personal health? I don't understand. They all look terrible. How can you believe these people?
Oh, there you go. I found it.
Rachel had CTE for playing high school football with Mark Milley.
Hey, Pawpaw. My baby in the house. Hey, Pawpaw. Look at all these lights.
That is a rough looking individual. My goodness.
CTE. Here you go. Here you go. It's a 42-second clip. All right, pull her in here. Roll the film.
The definition of people dying of COVID. So the case definition is very simplistic. It means at the time of death, it was a COVID positive diagnosis. So that means that if you were in hospice and had already been given, a few weeks to live, and then you also were found to have COVID, that would be counted as a COVID death. It means that if technically, even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.
It's not.
Boom.
How does that make sense?
What more needs to be said, bruh? We've been saying this for a long time, and people think you're a conspiracy theorist if you say not all of the deaths mean. I was in my cigar lounge, man, and I love the guys in there. Don't get me wrong. Some of them probably watching me now. We got into a big old disagreement. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of the older guys in there are vaccinated, and they just beat you over the head. Everybody need to be vaccinated. Of course, the guy that owns the place, he don't feel that same way. He typically agree more with the way I think, but they were getting all crazy about it. And I said, and then when you talk about the deaths, these aren't even a accurate number of the deaths, because if you go to the CDC website, and I may do that live, you go to CDC website, there's a group of people who got COVID and died from COVID independently. Right. And then there's everybody else that fall in the category like she's describing, where they may have died from it, or they may have just died with it. And that's two different things. And there was a report that came out, the CDC, and this was like probably 6 months ago, that said that there was only, I think, 10,000 people that have died from COVID alone. The rest of the people had at least 4 or more comorbidities. I don't think it's the rest of the people, but a majority of the people who have died from COVID had at least 4 or more comorbidities. And so,
we all know George Floyd was a COVID death.
Yeah, I know. Did they count him as a COVID death?
I don't know.
I'm just counting that one as a COVID death.
No, they
wouldn't count that one.
If it wasn't a white,
based on the definition,
right? If it wasn't a white man that killed him, it would have been a COVID death.
But how? She basically said, if you have COVID and you get shot, COVID killed you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What other time in history would they do that? And 10,000 people, That's less than people in California that die from drunk drivers.
Yeah.
And they don't bat an eye. 10,000? You know, that, you know, of course, those individual family members and those left behind would disagree, but mathematically, that's a drop in the bucket. If you're in a stadium with 325 million people and they say 10,000 of you are going to die, you take those odds. You take those odds every single day. And that's how they should have played it. They should have played it truthfully instead of the whole, you know, calamity that's come after this. But I think the worst thing about this is after the dust settles, it's going to be hard to get rid of some of the things that they put in place during this whole debacle. That's the messed up part. Once things are in place, it's hard to get them out of place. And with an army of idiots, it's going to be even harder.
Yeah, people really have to realize what this is all about. Like, this is all about control. And they're separating with this vaccine mandates. They're separating the people that they know they can control from the people that they think they can't. So it's a surefire way to see how many people that they can get to do exactly what they want them to do. And the other people are going to be ostracized. You're going to be cut off from society. So they're already doing it. And it's just sad that we have so many people that are just compliant to these mandates, just compliant to what the government is doing and have no idea what's really going on. And people have to wake up, because if they don't, we're going to be in huge trouble.
Yeah, I say give us a state.
Yeah.
Kick everybody out of California, give us California. Or if you don't want the Pope, you can stay here. Everybody else,
you
can
come
have
to
it.
Texas. You come to Texas, Jericho. We got a spot.
It's a little hot, man. I think if we clean out California, repopulate with the right people, it's a nice little setup over here with the weather, man.
Jericho been spoiled, man. I mean, ain't nothing like that California weather, man. And the rest of the world do it get hot, okay? Maybe not in California.
Yeah, man. The temperatures that you guys be having where you live is unfathomable, man. I can't even.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. I ain't gonna even lie. Arizona made me rethink, like, why am I even living here, man? Is this even? At some point, is it gonna get so hot we can all die? I mean, it feel like we almost there, like a couple degrees, and then we all just start burning. But Arizona, you know, we get 117. It's been a mild. It's been a light summer, but 117 every day. It's 100 degrees at night. During the summer, it's brutal, man. But then in the winter, like now, it's like probably, I don't know what it's 60 degrees at night. It gets real nice out here. But I got another. What else did I want to talk about? I got the Kyrie Irving. I got Joe Rogan. I got whatchamajilly. I got that. Dang it, I forgot what else I wanted to talk about. I should have wrote this down. But I really do think that we hit on a lot of good topics, man. Like with the John Gruden situation, the vax situation, and I'm gonna get a couple super chats while I'm at it, because that'll be the easiest thing to do right now. Because I forgot the other thing I want to talk about. What's in the title? Rogan. I already said all that. So let me see if somebody got some super chats. If you got super chats, you want to ask some questions, go ahead and drop the link in there. Somebody had a really good question, but the super chat went away. But if you have a question, ask the super chat question now. While we're waiting for people to ask this question, here's a question. So it says, Black Hick O. Thank you all. Thank you to all you guys. Is it me, or is there a rise in number of conservatives, black, me and women? I guess okay.
Men and women.
So what he meant is black conservatives, men and women. He said number of conservatives, black, me and women. So I don't know about you and women, but I'm just joking, man. Don't get in your feelings, but I think he meant is it a rise in number of black conservatives, both men and women? I would say, yeah, I think it's a lot of people that are waking up from 2016 to now, and then even from 2020 to now. It's been an incredible. My friend, I had a guy. I'm gonna show this message, but his name is on there. I had a guy that just beat me up every day over Trump. Every day. He's a Christian brother, and I used to be like, bro, how you gonna be a Christian and you with them Democrats? And every day, look at your boy Trump. He's a racist, misogynist.
Oh man,
all kind of whatever they want to say. And they go through the whole gamut. And bro, the other day he shared a post of Joe Biden, I guess, signing executive power or signing a budget or some payment method to support people from Afghanistan to come and relocate in America. And he said, bro, you win. He said, bro, you win. I ain't never voting for that sorry piece of crap again. I say, there you go. They waking up, man.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
I follow some people on Instagram and stuff who don't exactly align with my train of thought. And I've noticed their posts changing. I've noticed their memes changing. They haven't come all the way around, but they are seeing how they use Black folks. They use us. They ramp us up every 4 years, and we BLM and all that. We get you here. All right, thanks, Black folks, Afghan refugees, Haitians. Come on in. You're our new friend now. Well, what about them who got us here? Don't worry about those Black folks. They'll always be there. Watch this. We'll screw over their inner cities. We'll break their families up. And guess what? 95% of them are going to do every time. They're not worried about us because we don't make them work for our vote. So now they've used us. We've saved them from the waves of not being elected, and now they don't need us anymore. They've moved on to other things. I see them posting the Asians got this legislation and got that, and the Afghans are getting dropped off and they're getting money. What about us? What have we been trying to tell you, fool? We've been trying to tell you. They don't care. They don't care. Once they realize they got you, when I was on Oliver Mack's his channel doing an interview, we were talking about how they don't need to sell us nothing anymore. They got us. It's a basketball spinning on your finger every 4 years. Give it another spin, and it'll keep spinning for another 4 after that. They don't have to sell us nothing. So now they're starting to see that. They're starting to see that all these other people from outside of here. For 400 years, 1619, that didn't mean nothing. They hopped right over you and got on them Haitians and got on them Afghanis, stepping on you to help them out. Now what? It's okay. We're not going to gloat. We're not going to say, I told you so. Just come on in here where it's nice and warm, where you can think for yourself. We can start combating these Democrats that are trying to turn this into the former USSR. Yes, let's go, Brandon, for sure.
Yeah. Right. You know, I used to get a lot of hate for my posts, right? And then I would always tag Black Lives Matter whenever there was a post about a police shooting and stuff like that. You know, I like to troll a little bit. But I would always get people to come over and they would always talk crap about me or whatever in the Trump thing or the fact that I was a Black conservative. But I've been seeing less and less and less of those. And I've been seeing a lot of people that jump in my DMs and they agree with me. And then like recently I had a bunch of Black people actually started following me. And I'm like, where did they come from? But this is awesome. This is awesome. Come on. And then I go on places like the Shade Room and a lot of these liberal like Baller Alert and stuff like that. And they will actually post tweets from Candace Owens. And then you'll see all these people in the comments saying, well, she's not wrong. She's right about that. I may not like her, but she's right about this. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I'm just so happy to see it. I'm proud to see it. We are actually finally starting to wake up. And if we could really get a big push by 2020, then we'll flip the House, we'll flip the Senate. And in 2024, we'll take the presidency. But the only thing that I do fear is people are starting to wake up, but they still think Trump's a racist, right? Yep. They still think the Republican Party is kind of racist. So they're not getting behind our party like I feel like they should. They're just not aligning with Democrats anymore. So we have to present the right candidates to attract the attention of these people to bridge the gap and trying to get them from that side all the way over to our side. Because as of right now, these people, they just won't vote. But we don't want that. We want them to vote. We just want them to vote on the right.
100%. Somebody said in a comment question, do you think slavery is was a choice? I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. I know that Kanye West said slavery was a choice, but I think that they were trying to allude to the fact that the physical bondage wasn't as great as the mental bondage, meaning that these slaves could have overcome slavery or some of them could have done better a long time ago, but they were also mentally trapped. And even now you see people who are not physically bound that are mentally trapped. I mean, they still are in a slave-like mentality where they are beholden to the news media. They are beholden to Democrats or whatever side, the Republicans, or they let people enslave their minds to tell them where to go and where not to go, and to put them in fear or no fear, depending on, which way the wind blow for whatever is controlling them. So what do you guys think? I mean, just real quick, ABL, I'll let you answer this one. I mean, do you think that Slavery is a choice, and what's your take on that question?
I mean, you could look at it like that, depending upon the situation. Like what you're talking about as far as mental thing, it's 100% a choice. And also, even the physical at a certain point, because it's like, okay, you have all these people that have been captured by the Africans and sold to the white man, and then you have slavery that goes on for 250 years in America. Now, at a certain point, you're having kids on the plantation, you're living on the plantation, you have a whole family life on the plantation, and you just accepting it. So I know that there's a severe penalty for leaving, for trying to escape, but at a certain point, you make that choice to just like the better choice for you is to go ahead and stay right here, have a family, and just do it that way rather than trying to escape or do something else. So at a certain point, is it a choice? I mean, you can look at it like that because maybe the alternative, although dire, is there. It's all about how you want to look at it.
Oh, this is a good question. A great answer. This is another thing I wanted to talk about and I missed it. And thank you for Authentically Kennedy for bringing this up, because this is one thing I wanted to talk about. Was the dad at the school board meeting, and William Gibson, I think you missed it when we spoke about it. After the video, we'll put little blocks of where I spoke about, where we talked about different subject matter. So go back and watch it, William, when you can. But Authentically Kennedy spoke about the dad. I don't know if you guys remember this or y'all saw this story. The dad blew up at the city council meeting. I mean, not city council, but the school board meeting over his daughter being assaulted by a transgender kid in a classroom or a bathroom or something like that.
Yeah.
So I want to give a quick context, and I want to know what you guys think about it. First of all, I just get mad because obviously I'm a former police officer and I love police, and I think that some things get conflated unjustifiably. The gentleman he was called to the school because his daughter was assaulted in a classroom. Now, they didn't say that it was the other kind of assault. They said it was like a fight. Once he get there, they wanted to do it in house. They didn't want to cause any trouble. And y'all know how the school system do. They don't want to get a bad name. They don't want to get dinged for having police show up to their school every day. And so they wanted to do it in house. Dad blew up on him, so they called the police on him to escort him out of the school. However, investigation ensued. They found, after doing an investigation in a particular SARS kit on his daughter, that she was not only physically assaulted, but she was assaulted in other ways. Right. And dad went to the school board meeting to address it, and one of the people on the school board decided to, in some way, mock the fact that his daughter had said that, as if she didn't believe it and there's no record of it. So, of course, like any dad, he blew up. Now, the police arresting him had nothing to do with his beef with them. Is that once you become disorderly in any setting, they're going to ask you to leave. And if you don't leave, the police are going to make you leave. And that's pretty much what happened. I get mad when they talk about police, a tyrannical police department. It's like, come on, man. If a leftist got in there and started getting too buck, they'll ask him to leave too. And if they don't, they'll drag him out of there. But what do you guys think about the whole scenario? Do you guys have more information in that? Because I just got a brief understanding of what happened.
That's pretty much the info I got on it as well. I saw it not too long ago. So what you're saying is they make it okay for people who identify as something to go wherever they want, and you have some weirdo little pervert take advantage of that? No way. You mean to tell me they weren't on the honor system? And he was like, you know what? I'm not really transgender. I'm just playing around. Let me take this skirt off and start acting like a boy. I need to stop. No, of course they didn't. There's some weirdos out there, some perverts licking their chops because they know all they have to do is put on a little skirt, do a little Tu Wong Fu impression, and they can go wherever they want. And I'm sorry, teenage boy 9 times out of 10 is going to be stronger than a teenage girl. And you're going to have things like this happening. Now, what the school should have done is brought down the house on top of that kid, police or not. That's not getting dinged for having the cop show up is not the point. Having that school be safe. They're always talking about we want to have schools be safe for everybody and everyone feels safe and included. Well, what's more basic than making sure girls can go to the bathroom without being assaulted by freaks? And they're lucky that all the dad did was just blow up verbally. I mean, I have a daughter. I can't say what I would or wouldn't do, and I wouldn't be responsible for my actions, because that's one thing to have that happen, but it's all about how you take care of it. We understand things happen. Teachers can't be everywhere at all the time. And if you have somebody who's out to do something like that, they're going to hide and sneak and make sure nobody sees them doing it. So that's not their fault that it happened. It's their fault how they responded. And something so, I mean, it's beyond sensitive. That's your daughter. That's your baby. And something happened to them. And then for somebody to snicker at that or mock it in any way, you're asking for it. And had that father not been so in control of his emotions, it could have gone much worse. And not saying that administrator deserved that, but that's a terrible thing to do, to in any way mock something like that. But this is how it is now. You know, if you're in that protected class, that's exactly what they're going to do. No matter what, they're going to protect you. They'll probably somehow flip it to where was your daughter's fault? She saw him in the bathroom. Why'd she go in there? You know, it was her fault somehow. And that's just ridiculous that we're even here, that we even need to have a serious conversation about some boy dressing like a girl and doing something to a girl. What the hell is this? Where are we? What is going on here? There are like when you're having a debate with somebody, there has to be a baseline. Okay, there's some things we just have to agree on for this to go forward. And we have to agree that you just can't say, I'm a girl today, and go live your life as a girl in a public space or at a school. That's disgusting and dangerous. Of course, this is going to happen. Check this out, guys. In California, you can go to the prison you identify with. Some female prisoner got pregnant by a transgender cellmate. No way. You're telling me you put 2 adults in a dark room overnight and one of them got pregnant? Stop.
No, I think, you know, and I don't think, and I'll let you go, Oliver, but let me just make this statement, because I don't want YouTube to get in their feelings about this. I mean, I don't think in any way, form, or fashion are we saying that it's problematic that person want to identify the way that they want to identify. The problem is that when that is thrusted into a population of people, and it becomes a problem where a person is misidentifying themselves and to intentionally do harm to other people is the problem. Not the identification, but the misidentifying themselves or whatever, and taking advantage of these laws and situations. And this person was charged with a lot of crimes, and so it was not just somebody making this up. Go ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, I mean, it's stories like this that let me know that we're on the right side of history. We are the people that are saying that a male should not be going into a female's restroom because this kind of stuff happens. Now, I heard about this story on Louder with Crowder, and I heard that the individual actually raped the girl, and this was not the first time. So,
oh my goodness,
he was actually out because I think he was on bail or something like that, or they dropped the charges, something like that. But he had done this before. So this is the second time, and the school actually covered up for this person. So they protected this person, and he did it again. And all of us, whenever we talk about these bathroom laws and how they say, well, you should be able to go into whatever bathroom you identify with, and we're like, well, there's going to be some pervert that goes into a female's restroom that still has his man parts, and some bad thing's going to happen. And they say, well, that never happens. That's not going to happen. Well, we have a clear example. It happened, and this person did it multiple times, and the school board tried to cover up for it, and the left blasted the father and talked about how his conduct was. What do you expect? Yeah. If somebody tells me my daughter was raped, and then you try to cover up for the person, I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for my actions after that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree. You know, I think that obviously my whole thing with the police is that you have to understand, like, if this happened to me, I'm gonna blow up, and I know that I'm gonna deal with the police, and I'm not a victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they're gonna come try to escort me out of here, but it's about to go down, and I'm gonna take that on the chin, and we're gonna be done with it. I just don't like that people on the right are like acting like, oh, the police beat him up when he was reporting that his daughter got. It's like, that wasn't the case, man. They asked him to leave. The police have no choice but to act. Like, if they actually leave, you have to leave. If you don't leave, they have to make you leave. I don't like the situation. I think that, you know, I would be mad too. I mean, I would have been way more. I don't know what I would have done, man. If somebody did that to my daughter, the school board meeting, I probably wouldn't even went to that. Like, we finna, like, it's gonna be more drama than the school board meeting, because y'all gonna be behind the glass. I'm coming to the school. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have a conversation face to face. I'm not gonna go a panel behind behind a podium and have a conversation with you. It's the same thing. Like one thing I don't understand is when people get a chance to confront the person who offended them or killed their family members. Y'all know at the sentencing hearing where they have the person have the confrontation or whatever the case may be. I don't like that, man. I don't like it because I feel like it just opens the family member who is hurting up to this callous criminal who's just gonna wink at them or do something,
smirk, laugh,
and then they can't do nothing because they just talking trash behind the thing. They can't actually do nothing. I would never. If I had a situation like that, I don't need to confront you, bro. If I'm not going to be able to physically do nothing, then I'm just going to try to leave it alone. Me yelling at you and talking trash to you and you roll your eyes at me, okay, I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So
I did see one where the dad grabbed a chair, reached over and hit the dude in the face with one of the chair on wheels. So that one worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
That was good.
But I've seen some real heart-wrenching ones, where people had to get on that person because they did some of their family members, some dudes diving across the thing. Like, I get it, man. I get it. People should understand that. But there is a issue with schools trying to cover up poor behavior. When I was a police officer in Tucson, we ended up arresting, I think, the assistant principal and a counselor or something like that at a school because a kid had gotten molested or something of that nature, and the school never told the police. They have a duty to report by law. They never told the police. And somehow, like, the dad or the family member somehow went around and mentioned it to the police, and there was a full-blown investigation that was done by the police, but it was never reported by the counselor and assistant principal. And that's a criminal offense. You have a duty to report. And what they were trying to do is, and some people may know this, is that the school gets dinged the more the police show up at the school based on calls for service. Like if they get called there for fights and whatever, the school gets dinged for stuff like that. And they get a bad reputation. So they don't rank high in the school system. And what these school principals are trying to do is eliminate the police being called out to the school. So they would try to handle all this stuff in-house. And people will get in fights. There would be drugs on campus and all of this, and they'll never say anything. And it was really there was a lot of backfiring that went on. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. While I got 5,500 people on here watching, if you live in the state of Arizona or close and you want to come to my event, make sure you get the Eventbrite link. I'll put it down there after the show if my people haven't already put it down there. It's on November the 30th, the day my book comes out. General admission is free. You can show up. You have books available. You have clothes, merch available, whatever. VIP gonna be lit though. VIP gonna be lit. I want y'all to come out there. If y'all have time to fly out there, I want y'all to be in the VIP. We're gonna have live music. We're gonna have open bar. We're gonna have it comes with a signed copy of my book. We're gonna be chatting. We got a patio set up with fire pit and all this stuff. It's gonna be lit anyway. But I think we hit all the people over the head with the things that we've said. Y'all make sure y'all come back next week. But before you leave, I want everybody to see or at least hear from you guys where they can follow you in the merch. But before I say anything about merch, I want y'all to see this right here. Wow.
Yeah, there we go.
ABL 1776 hat. So if y'all trying to go get a 1776 hat, you better go to ABL store right now.
Yes, indeed. I love it.
I had to do that plug.
Gotta do it.
Well, go ahead, ABL. Where can they find you, man? Where can they follow you?
Great segue. You can get that hat right there that he had on. You can get my hat and a bunch of more hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, and more on ablmerch.com, ablmerch.com. Check it out right now. Also, go to my website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Every video I put out, I write a full article. So I have all my sources in the description so you can see that I'm not making stuff up. I source everything. And also, you can watch the videos right here on YouTube. Just search ABL. It's real easy. ABL, 3 letters. I'll pop right on up. That's it.
Awesome. Jericho, we're gonna find you,
man.
Jericho.
Always tough to follow. But YouTube, Jericho Green, just like ABL, I pop right up. JerichoGreen.net, at JG Talk on Insta, get the merch, all that good stuff. But before I pass it off to Oliver Mack, people, don't play with Right Wing Angel on Instagram. If you want a good follow, You want to be horrified by what's going on. You want to be informed and educated. Play with my man, Right Wing Angel, on Instagram. Go ahead, man.
Man, I don't even have to say anything anymore, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, like he said, go ahead and follow Right Wing Angel, the Right Wing Angel on Instagram. I'm also on all the other platforms, Twitter, Facebook. I actually have a website now, so go to rightwingedangel.com, and there you can get my merch. There you can see some of the news articles. I haven't updated news articles lately, but I will. But there's actually a section on my website. It's called Red Pill Pharmacy. Now, there's a lot of articles in there about like Trump, about COVID, about different things like that, about Black Lives Matter, about racism. And there you can send your liberal friends to go get red pilled, because all the information that I talk about, where it's like debunking the media narratives and different things like that, I put it in that section of my website. So check it out.
All right, I think it's everybody. Shout out to everybody that joined the Tatum squad. I think we had one member join the Tatum squad. I'm sorry that I missed a couple people. Arbano, thank you so much for joining the Tatum squad. Or the comment, you already a Tatum squad member. Shout out to all the Tatum squad members that commented. It's weird they don't show on this screen, but it shows over here. So I got to try to get that figured out. Y'all like the channel, follow these guys, man. I mean, I know that y'all have heard some incredible things. Some of y'all have never heard of ABL, maybe Oliver Mack or Jericho Green, but this is your opportunity to follow these young men. They got a lot of incredible.
I'm still young, man.
Yeah. I don't know about Jericho, but all these youthful, informative men that are on here. Great content. Jericho put out great stuff. Oliver Mack put out great stuff. ABL is Mr. Consistent himself.
Telling you,
putting out stuff. So y'all make sure y'all support everybody. Like this video, share this video. And also, I didn't get to plug my store. You can get merch on my store, the Officer Tatum store. Put in discount code TatumIG to get 20% off my store. That includes the signed copy of my book. So if you want a signed copy of my book and you want to get a 20% discount on it, you better get it now. And save that if you get paid this weekend, because we got more merch launching on Friday, and stay tuned. We'll have it for you. So I love you guys. Hey, y'all brothers stay in the back. I'll come back there and we're going to chop it up. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to close it out. Love y'all. That's all I got to say, man. Y'all get the links that we told you about. Follow these gentlemen. Catch you next week, 6:30. I don't know if the time zone has changed, but it'll be 6:30 my time. So whatever Arizona time is, 6:30 my time. If you don't know what the time is right now, it's 7:52 my time. So figure out where you fit on the scale. 6:30 every Thursday, we have a panel discussion. I love you guys. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to this channel, the other channels, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.